Good, they should be.
Hey, Janine. Number 1 spot again. I know I'm a little late, but I didn't, we had church tonight, and I thought, you know what?
Oh, anything
I
else
was
you
going to
want
go
to
on
tell them?
YouTube just for a little bit. Goodness gracious, just for a little bit and see if anybody pops on, see how everybody's doing. Hey there, Beverly, how you doing? Ron is in the other bedroom talking to George. He was going to come in here too. Ron, I'm on YouTube. I thought maybe he and his George, his buddy, would come in here. Not, but he's talking to George, his friend that lives up there in New York. They talk every evening. Usually until Ron wanted to join in with me on YouTube. Well, that's what Ron would do while I was doing the YouTube. He'd be on the phone with George. Well, anyways, how's y'all's day been? Ours has been pretty good. Hello there, CC. Uh, been on here, honey, been on here 2 minutes. I was just, and Bones, hello there, you beautiful girl, too. Oh, thank you. Well, see, I rolled it with these little sponge roller things last night. I think I have 4 of these. These were the bigger ones, and then 4 of the kind of little smaller ones. And that's what I rolled my hair on last night, and it turned out pretty decent. Ron said he likes it better this way. If I'm going to do anything with it besides wear it straight, his preference is straight. And I'm like, it just gives a little bit more body, and just besides just straight. New York is getting snow and ice. Oh my gosh. Ron! He's on the phone with George. Bone says New York is getting snow and ice.
Okay.
He probably
Are you
says
getting snow now?
he's asking George if George is getting
Oh, but she's not far from you and she's getting snow. A friend of ours from New York.
My hair was kind of like.
Ask her what city she's from.
Bones, do you want to say what city you're from or where you're near to? Cece's in Pennsylvania, and she says she's getting it too.
Pennsylvania's getting it too. Somebody else is in Pennsylvania.
But
Oh, he ain't getting it yet.
uh, Bones says Orange County.
She's in Orange County.
Hey Thomas, we're
He said that's closer to Pennsylvania, but not far from him.
She said near Monroe.
Near Monroe.
Where's George again? Poughkeepsie? I never say that right, but it's something like that.
Hold on a second.
We're getting it tomorrow.
Oh. I don't know if I've asked her. Ask her if she's ever been to the Sugarloaf Inn.
Sugarloaf Inn, Bones. Have you ever been to the Sugarloaf Inn?
I don't know if I asked her that already.
Our weather down here is 70 degrees right now.
It was 72.
Yes, it was 72, and it's I stole him. Okay. Wow.
Oh yeah, Wilkes, but yeah, they're getting it. I'm just looking. They're getting it out in Pennsylvania, but it's still not here. I'm trying to find the map.
Bone says yes, she has been to Sugarloaf.
The Inn. It's a restaurant.
The Inn, Bones. The Inn. It's a restaurant.
I don't know if it's still there. It used to be up on the hill.
20 degrees in Minnesota. 20 degrees in Minnesota. Well, it's 70 here in Alabama. Janine says, no, Janine, I'm in the Lehigh Valley, about an hour north of Philly.
Lehigh Valley.
That's CC.
That's Pennsylvania. And I'm looking. I finally found the map. The storm.
She said it's a brewery now.
Oh, it's a brewery?
Yeah.
Yeah, the storm is just below
Yeah.
us.
Janine, what part of New York is what part of New York is your husband from? Yeah, I don't if I were in Minnesota, my son is a truck driver and he has been through Minnesota when it was like that. Hello, Pam.
That's the fucking. Ugh. Yeah.
George, your girlfriend isn't on yet.
Who?
I told him, I said, George's girlfriend isn't on here yet. Janet.
Who's his girlfriend?
Janet Zernicki. I'm matchmaking. I don't even know what.
My wife likes to play matchmaker.
I could tell.
She ain't happy unless she's screwing with somebody's life.
Oh, shush. Sheep's Head Bay, Brooklyn. That's where.
What? Sheepshead Bay?
Yeah.
I'm from Williamsburg.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was gonna say, you know Sheepshead Bay. We all do.
Yeah, the midget squadron. Ask him if he knows the midget squadron.
Who?
Her husband.
Janine?
Yeah.
The midget squadron?
It was a bar.
A bar. That may be. You may want to just go ahead and say no.
Oh yeah, that wasn't in Sheepshead Bay, was it?
See.
No, that was Bay Ridge, I believe.
Poughkeepsie. Oh, Cece says my sister-in-law and brother-in-law are in Poughkeepsie,
Oh,
right near Vassar College.
Near Vassar College?
Uh-huh. Is Jeffrey still in Virginia? I thought I was.
10 minutes from Vassar, depending on traffic.
He's 10 minutes from Vassar.
Bone says she thought she was George's girlfriend.
Oh.
Oh, God.
No, that's a no-no. You're married. Unless your husband's name is George. Oh my gosh. We'll get George hooked up with somebody before it's all said and done. It may not be. It may not.
She can't. Like I told you, she can't help herself.
I don't want to come down there, Ronnie.
It may not be Janet, but it'll be somebody.
No, there's no. Unfortunately, there's nobody around us that is.
That you know of.
Oh, that she knows of.
Yeah.
Yeah, I've got some. Yeah. Oh, he wants to change the subject.
Yeah.
Oh, he's changing the subject. Oh well, whatever.
They found a $10 million payment per year to Politico.
Okay, y'all talking politics, go in the other room.
Yes. Well, you're the one who called me in.
Well, I had a question.
Yeah.
Anyways, I lived in Huntsville, Alabama years ago.
Yeah, no wonder why
Hubby
they're so
worked
liberal.
for the Huntsville Stars baseball.
So
Well, hey there. Oh my goodness, we've got, now we have an Irish rose. I also have an Italian rose here, but she lives in Georgia. And I'm just below Huntsville for your information. You know Janine cooked tonight. Go ahead, Janine. Tell us what wonderful tasting Italian meal you made. Hey, we had homemade pizza. That was pretty good. Where are you from? Irish Rose. I'm probably gonna try to call. I'm gonna be slipping and calling you Italian Rose. I don't know where Italian Rose is. She's usually on here. Oh my gosh. Well, that's one of Ron's favorites, the Al Marsala. Yeah, I know. Hey there, Pam. I know. Oh, you're back home in New York City. Bless your heart. You didn't like it good enough here in Alabama to stay? My hubby is from Brooklyn. And yeah, we had culture shock in the beginning, but we've gotten over it partially. Born and raised. Hey there, Becky. I'm Becky, and there's Becky too on here. His parents live in not Long Island, but Hicksville. Hicksville. Okay. Well, and so y'all move back up to New York. We were up there last May for, and I forget. Well, really forget the reason why we went up, but we went up there May of last year and stayed for about a week. Visited with some friends and his mom and dad. CC, what did you have? Did you have Jiffy cornbread? Where was I at? Oh, the girl that we dog sat for this past weekend. And she is a very good friend. Um, they're transplants. They moved down here from Illinois. And of course, she said, "We're gone. You make yourself at home. Look in the cabinets, get whatever you want to eat, da 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 da." And well, I wasn't going in her pantry to get something to eat, but that's where she's got, like, her pantry is under the stairwell, and that's where she kept her vacuum too. So I was going to vacuum before we left, and when I went in to get the vacuum, I saw that right there on her shelf, Jiffy cornbread, a box of Jiffy cornbread, and I immediately thought it. I'm like, oh my gosh, CC and y'all. So yeah, we moved a lot. Hubby was major league groundskeeper. Gotcha. Does she watch you on YouTube? Your neighbor. Yeah, it's the best. Well, I don't know. Uh, I because when we had that really cold snap, I cooked Southern food for my new friends. Okay. Well, kudos to you for doing that. Um, I need, we had the cold snap 2 weeks ago and it was so freezing cold down here. And so I was making lots of soups and cornbreads and things like that. And I ran out of my cornmeal. So I had one of my kids, I think it was, go to the store to get some cornmeal. No, it wasn't. It was Ron. It was Ron. He says, "Well, I see this kind of cornmeal, this white cornmeal, yellow cornmeal." He said, "And there's a box of this Jiffy stuff." And I said, "No, no, 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 don't know." I said, but anyways, it's all good. My mom used Jiffy. If it didn't tell you that, I can't remember if she used the Jiffy cornmeal or not, but she used the Jiffy little boxes of cake or cookie mix or something like that. And there's Janet. Janet doesn't know we were talking about her earlier. No, I called Pam before I came on here. And I FaceTime Pam. And she had this mask on. And I'm like, oh my gosh, did I just call Mars? Because it's this mask and all you can see are little slits in her eyes and a little nose and a mouth. And it was bright pink behind it. And it was some kind of mask. Janine, because of your profession or whatever, you may know what I'm talking about. And you can change colors. It was kind of like laser therapy. And then she had this like bib little thing down here that would light up. Hello there, humble fella. But it looked so weird. I thought, oh my gosh, if we get your followers up on TikTok, you need to do a live with that thing on. Okay. I don't know why Pam, I don't know why you tried to call right now. You know I'm doing this video. But anyways, yeah. Yes, for prevention of wrinkles, and I have one. Yeah. Uh, I heard about that. He uses UV lights. Yeah. And she said it changes like 4 different colors, and each color does a specific thing, like age spots or wrinkles or whatever. So I thought, well, dang, never seen one of those things before. Okay. Um, I don't know. I don't like that name. And okay, let's just go ahead and do that right there. All right. We got 18 viewers on here. Thomas, you still here? The donkeys are good. I need to get out there and do a video with them. I was so busy out in the yard yesterday, and they were having a good time without me going out there, so I just let them do what they were doing. And I have not petted Nutmeg yet. We are having, let me just pop off here. Are the donkeys making peanuts? Yes, honey, yes. They haven't stopped. Yes. I'm also going to, okay, I just went off just for a second to see what it said. Our temperature right now is 65 degrees, cloudy, and we will be, daytime temperatures will be in the 70s until Sunday, and then it will drop down to back into the 60s. Oh, yes, always. Always. What about you, humble fella? Some of the girls on here saying they're getting snow and ice. I know. Freezing rain and thunder here. Yeah, nice weather for you, Janet, or I need my map in here so I can, well, I'm comfy. Janine. Oh, very, very, very. Yes, darling, we will for sure have a little peanut. But then again, we don't know. You know, Hazelnuts is pretty much white when he's clean. And Hazelnut is your typical looking Jerusalem donkey. So we really don't know if she could she could she could have already been with the child before she got here. I told Ron, I said, I guess we'll know if she pops out a black one. We know it's not Hazelnuts, it was somebody else's. So we shall see. Hazelnut needs a cigarette. She needs a carton by now. She needs a carton. All right, let's go ahead and tell you. Here it's 51, then later in the week, oh, good gosh, sounds like bipolar weather. Yeah. Well, we're just being teased right now. Yeah. Yeah, that's what everybody's saying. You know, we're just being teased right now because this is not typical. I want to say it's not typical February weather, but for Alabama, you never know. It's kind of like a flip of the coin. I do remember my mom telling me years ago when I was born, February 2nd, back in 1966, she said we slipped and slid the whole way to the hospital because she said it was just starting to come down with snow. So we can have snow, we can have spring like temperatures, we can have tornadoes. There's really no telling what we will get. But I am not going to complain because last night, me and Ron both, we were kicking the covers off because we were burning up. We had the ceiling fan on and the window open. And I did not sleep good last night because it was so hot. And yeah, we've got the winter comforter on, but you know, you don't want to take that off prematurely. Then we're going to freeze. So what do? You just kick the covers off and just deal with it until it decides what it wants to do. I back in April, what year was it? I want to say April 13th. Um, April 15th, 2013. When I think it was the year 2013, when there was like tornado breakouts all over the nation, and Alabama had their share. It even hit the University of Alabama here. And it was on a Wednesday. I remember that because we're going to church then too, and um, it was a pretty day, and then the weather just changed, and we heard the sirens go off, but it was a Wednesday, and we're thinking, well, maybe, well, no. Anyway, we heard the sirens go off, and we're standing down there on our driveway, and driveway, our the driveway went into our basement, so we were literally standing in our basement and just looking up, and the sky had a green hue to it, and the next thing, the wind picked up, and then the next thing we're looking up and we're seeing, I'm talking to like way up in the air. You're seeing boards, papers, sheetrock, limbs, all kinds of debris. Just what? And the next thing we heard, the little town next to us had just been hit. Yeah, it was crazy. It was crazy. I remember the 1974 tornadoes. 1974, yep. That might have been the year that the town I lived in then almost got wiped off the map by tornadoes. Oh, Dad, playing. What you mean, humble fella? How about 78 blizzard? Did that happen on July 4th, humble fella? The 78 blizzard you're talking about? My aunt and uncle, well, God rest Aunt Gloria's little soul. She's my aunt that passed away a couple of days before Christmas. But their anniversary was July 4th. And on July 4th, and this was in 1970 something, it might have been 78, they had what they called a freak blizzard up there in Groton, Connecticut. And that was July 4th. Yeah. So I don't know if that was 1978 or not. Darn spell check. Oh, I'm missing something. I seen a few tornadoes, as my granny used to say. Time to get in the okay, Brady Hole. Okay, I get that. They hit everywhere. Yeah. Yeah. I worked 24 hours straight. I don't know what you're talking about, humble fella. Did I miss something? 15 degrees there last night. I meant, sounds like our weather, Becky. Yeah, okay. Oops. Okay, I remember that blizzard, humble fella. About 3 or 4 days worth. Yeah. So I don't know if I would have to. I'm a retired police officer. Oh, goodness gracious. Okay, I think I get what you're saying. I would have to ask, maybe, Lord willing, the next time I talk to my cousin or my uncle. I know my uncle will probably remember more than my cousin, because if it was in 78, she was only 8 years old when that happened. The one that they had up in Connecticut. But I'm almost positive it was in 1978. I may be wrong about that. I'm talking about that blizzard that hit on July 4th. But y'all, where do you live, Uncle Philip? I know he's told us before, but I can't remember. I want to say Indiana, but I'm not sure if that's right. I know Thomas. No, wait, Thomas is in. I don't know what's going on with Thomas. He comes in and says, hey, and then he's back out of here. Just west of Fort Wayne. Where's Fort Wayne? I know where Fort Payne is. We have a Fort Payne in Alabama. This message is held for review. Is that Indiana? Wabash? Wabash. Wabash? Wabash. Indiana. Yeah. Indiana. Okay. Yeah. Yeah. This is a true story, and we even have tornadoes here in Alabama. They can hit any month of the year here, any month of the year. But about, was it 10 years ago? This is 25. It's been less than 25 years, less than 10 years ago. I had a sister-in-law that was a seamstress. And usually at the beginning of the year, January, girls start getting ready for their pageants, their high school pageants, or their high school proms, or something like that. Well, one Sunday, yeah, Sunday afternoon, this little girl and her mom comes over, and the girl is having to get her formal altered for her prom or for her pageant that was coming up. She was at my sister-in-law's house Sunday afternoon. Sunday night, a tornado hit. A couple of days later, this little girl's aunt or someone that was related to her called her up and said, this is so-and-so. My niece or whoever she was came and was having her dress altered, and we're asking, can we come and pick it up? She said she and her family were in the tornado that hit the other night, and we have nothing to bury her in. And yeah, that I won't ever forget that. Yeah, don't like tornadoes. Nope. Yeah, that was so sad. And we even remember, this is the area that Ron and I shop in over there in Trussville. And not very long after that, we had reason to be over in that part of town. And it just looked like a straight line. There was nothing left. But what's crazy is you would go through these neighborhoods, y'all. You would go through these neighborhoods, and every house in the neighborhood would be flattened, but there would be one house that didn't look like it had barely been touched. Explain that. Yeah. So, topic. Well, we're talking about weather, I think, right now. Hey there, Sherry. Yeah, we're talking about weather because everybody was asking how everybody's weather was doing. Then we got starting to talk about tornadoes, and Alabama pretty much is tornado alley here. So, yeah. It snowed here in Seattle today. Well, that's how this conversation started off because Cece or Bones, I think it was, said that they were getting snow and ice right now. And Bones is up there in New York. And so that's how we got talking about weather right now. And we're already getting hit with the mosquitoes, flies, and gnats. I was sitting on the back porch, and y'all know, in midsummer you can go and you can sit outside and you can just see the little gnats when the sun hits just working. Well, they're in our backyard already doing their little, you know, hovering in the air. I'm like, gosh, dog, this is too soon, because we were so hoping with all that freezing cold temperatures we had 2 weeks ago that would have killed a lot of the insects off. I don't think it phased them. Yeah. Goodness. So, but you just take each day for what it is. In Delaware, we're getting ice tonight. Are you serious? Well, we call them lightning bugs down here. And that was always a thing we did as kids. We'd go out there and catch those lightning bugs. And if we were lucky, we could smuggle them back into house sometimes at night, put them in a jar and watch them go in our yeah, I love lightning bugs. Y'all, I have never ever witnessed this before, and I know I posted it. I'd have to go back and search and see where it was. But when we moved up here 3 years ago, that first spring, I think, well, no, wait, was I doing the YouTube the first year we were here? No, I wasn't doing the YouTube the first year we were here. I was doing it, so 2 years out there in the field where nutmeg and hazelnuts are. It was the prettiest thing I have ever one of the prettiest things I'd ever seen. Uh, it was just like, it was dusk, probably about 5:30, 6 o'clock one night, and the lightning bugs were just, I meant by the thousands, coming out of the ground. It was the prettiest thing. I could have sat there and watched that all night long. I had never seen anything like that before. But I don't remember seeing it this past summer. It was only that summer before last that we saw that, and I did a video of it. I may go back in my videos and repost it again so y'all could see it. But that was one of the prettiest sights, just natural sights, I have seen in a long time. And I was so hoping we would have seen it last year, but I don't think they were out there last year like they were a year before last. But it was something else. It is pretty to watch them, yeah. And if I'm not mistaken, there's some place in Tennessee, and if I read this correctly, it's the only place in the world, not in the United States, but in the world, that you can come to at a certain time of year and just watch the lightning bugs or fireflies, whatever you call them. We have bats. Well, I started a channel probably back in 2000, was it 16? 16 or 17. And my kids, because you know how kids are. Mom, you cook the best. You should open up a restaurant. You know how kids talk about their mom's cooking. And And of course, a lot of my kids were more on their phones back then than I ever was. I mean, I was never on Facebook. I was never on YouTube. I never was on any of that stuff. And so one of my daughters kept telling me, "Mom, just put your recipes out there." And I'm like, "Okay, I'll try it for a little bit." So I put a couple of recipes, me cooking stuff out there. Hey, Sig, it never did anything. It never did anything. And back then, I really didn't even have time for it. Think about it. Oh, wait a minute. Did I miss something? Oh, gosh. Where's Ron? Ron's in there talking to George. I'm sorry, y'all. I was running my mouth and probably wasn't keeping up with the comments. Do you have bats there? Yes, we have bats. And I love the bats because they chomp on those mosquitoes out there. Ron is in the other room talking to George, his New York buddy. We have bats, yeah. What made you, okay, and I'll get back to that. We have, and you hate them. Oh, I like bats. I meant, I like, I like what they do. I'll put it that way. Bats eat, yes, bats eat mosquitoes, lots of them. That's the only good thing about them. Yeah. Half man. I heard that in Elkmont area. Yes, that's it. That's what I was talking about. Hawk. That's exactly what I was talking about. And they said it only happens at a certain time of year. And they say people flock from all over the world just to come witness the lightning bug event.
On Facebook anyway.
And when I say my little pasture out there looked
Hey,
like that,
I wanna be
it looked
friends
like
with somebody
that.
like that.
Okay, he came out of the, I would say he came out of the closet, but he actually came out of the bedroom just now. He must be running. I don't know where he's going. Oh, George can tell us a Ron story. Oh gosh, no. Here comes Elvis. Yeah, he'll be in here in a second. He probably will be. As soon as he stops gabbing with Georgie Porgy. I've never met George either, by the way. And Ron probably hasn't seen George in years. I'm still trying to answer Bones' question. Why did I start this YouTube? Well, this is 25, so 2 years back, 23. Something went on, I ain't going to go into details, in January with me. Not health-wise, I'm just going to say something, and that's a big question mark. And I just wanted something to get my mind off of a lot of stuff. And so YouTube popped up, and I'm like, just go ahead and start this YouTube up again and see what happens with it. So I thought, I ain't trying cooking again. And by then, I was already seeing some of this get ready with me stuff. And I thought, just sit down, put your makeup on, see what it does. And so I started doing that. And long story short, without going into a lot of stuff, it was diversion for me. Got my mind off some things. And so I did it. And been enjoying it ever since. So, I love lightning bugs too. How did Ron and George meet? They went to school together. Well, I am too, Bones. Thank you, Beverly. I am too. Ron met George in prison. Believe it or not, neither one of them's ever been to that place. And that's fact. No, darling, my hair my hair is really not thick. It may look thick. It may look thick. Did I say that right? It is not thick. Okay? Pull it around here. I'll show you this. I'm going to see if I can prop this pillow up here. All right. Look at here. Okay. Do y'all see that right there? It's not thick. It looks thick, but it's not thick. I could probably, yeah, that right there. Get that around there, and that right there would fall off. Yeah, it's not thick. It just looks like it is. But thank you for that. Thank you for that. George, Ron. He's so deaf. And I told him today. He got on my nerves today. Because y'all, okay, let me tell you, man, this. Humble Fella and Hawk, if y'all are on here still, let me tell y'all something. If you can't hear well, get a hearing aid. And quit driving your wife crazy so she doesn't have to repeat herself multiple times. Thomas, if you're hearing this, same for you. That man, my biggest pet peeve with my darling husband is he won't wear a freaking hearing aid. And I was yelling at him this morning. I told him, I said, why do you not wear a hearing aid? You've got 2 or 3 laying around here. I said, if you only realized how freaking aggravating it is that I have to repeat everything I say. And it's not selective hearing. Okay, great for you. I need to move south of the Mason-Dixon line. People seem happier in the south. Only way I can hear you now. Okay. Well, neither my wife nor I hear well, so we just smile at each other. You know, we'll be driving down the road like yesterday, and I told him, I said, was it yesterday morning? Yeah, it was yesterday morning. We were going up to that treasure place. And he claims, well, anyways, I made a comment about something that we passed, like, oh, the river, the little creek down there doesn't have any water in it. And then off the wall, he says something polar opposite of what I just commented on. Like what he was. I'm like, I just didn't say anything. Like, and then I get, you didn't tell me. And I'm like, I told you 3 times. This is the first time hearing it. I'm like, nope, it's not the first time you're hearing it. Now, that may be selective hearing. I don't know. But I told him, I said, I don't know if it's an ego thing with you that you know, if you wear a hearing aid, it's going to show you're aging or something. I said, but I promise you, I don't think anything about it. And I'm telling you right now, if I had a hearing problem, I'd have me some hearing aids in so I could hear. I said, just like glasses. We all, I don't have to wear glasses all the time. I wear them occasionally. I said, if I can't see good, I'm going to put my glasses on so I can see good. Tell Ron you have free Yankees tickets. I bet he'll hear you. Hey, Ron, I've got free Yankees tickets. No, he's in there. The hearing aid and the smacking. He's in there eating and he's smacking, so that's a double whammy. He can't hear because he's smacking. Yeah. Yeah, I tried. They're either talking politics or cars or stupid stuff they did in their youth. And they did a lot of stupid stuff in their youth. Yeah. Oh, what the heck? I'm getting hungry and I want to go find a snack. So I'm going to go in there and see what's going on. Plus, I'm running out of tea. Hey, did y'all accomplish housework today? I got 2 bathrooms done. I changed the sheets on the bed. And I think I got all the washing done. And I made homemade pizza for supper. Let's see if it's still in the oven. Nope, it's not in there.
I just put 2 slices in the...
Is that all that's left? 2 slices? Or that's all that was left? Well, there must have been some hungry people eating here tonight.
Either they took it for lunch tomorrow.
Or prison stories. Humble Fella and Half Hawk man wants to know, do y'all have any prison stories?
Prison? I've never been in prison. I put people there.
Oh gosh. Well, they're wanting to know where George and Ron is. They want to hear some stories.
Oh. No, George said no. Yeah. We don't want to do that. Oh.
I'll finish the
Those
pie.
people go to TikTok and then we get paid for my story.
He said, tell those people to go to TikTok, and I'll get paid for those stories.
Tell them I'll have to pay for my lawyer.
Said he'd have to pay for his lawyer. I'm not really sure. Yeah. Do y'all, okay, this is a question probably for the ladies, because I know the guys don't care about this stuff. But down here, every December, I think it is, or does it happen? Yeah, I'm pretty sure it happens in December. We have a thing at the Birmingham Civic Center, and the Birmingham Civic Center is this real big old civic center, because they have concerts and all kinds of conventions and stuff like that that goes on. But every year in December, they have what they call Christmas market or something like that, and multiple, y'all, when I no, Cece, he was not. How many pizzas did you make for your big family? I made 2. I made 2. I don't know what size this is, but it's the biggest pizza pan, I think. I made 2 of those for supper tonight. But Coach George sounds like he was, CC. We have those markets here. Okay. And they have vendors set up. I mean, like, really what seems like thousands of vendors. I mean, they sell anywhere from honey to crafts to, I'll show you. Let me see here. Like little things like this that you put in cream cheese and sour cream, and you make like dips and stuff. And boxes and things. Y'all know what I'm talking about? Oh, and here's one of them. Okay, and where you just add cream cheese or sour cream or something like that, and it makes a really, really good dessert. Well, that pie that I just took a bite out of, one of the girls, and they know how to sell you on that stuff too, because they've got their samples, table after table. I'm like, I love food. So Christmas Bazaar, yeah, that's pretty much, yeah. So I go mainly for the food stuff, and I'm a sucker when it comes to good tasting stuff. So, I'm sold before I get there. What did I just do with the pie? Literally. Oh, I left it sitting over there on the other table. But one of my kids, and this is what was left of part of one from this past Sunday, and it's a strawberry, and all you had to do was add, I think there was cream cheese and whipped cream to this. And you just blend it all up and pour it in a pie shell. And it tastes like something you get at a bakery. I avoid places like that. I went with them for the first time last year. Christmas market is what I want to think they call this thing here in Birmingham. But y'all, it is so good. Rich. Well, Ron's avoiding me like the plague, so I don't know what he and George are talking about. And he and George, you know, they talk every day, so I don't know what's going on that has to be talked about right now. Yeah. Mm. 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 Look at that. You're back there in the bedroom with the door shut.
What?
Just like a cat.
Hello, everybody.
Yeah.
Oh, well. Okay, y'all. Had my little fix. So, we're kind of going to be in a pickle because my son and daughter-in-law asked us to dog sit for them Thursday night, Friday night, and Saturday night. Oh, are y'all? Yeah, probably. There is no telling. At least he's not in the closet. I know. Yeah, right? That's why I said he came out of the bedroom. I know he wasn't coming out of the closet. But, anyways. So I'm thinking my daughter and son-in-law that live with us right now, Sarah and Bryson, and then Lindsay and Van, and Libby and Grant, and I think I'm missing one, are all going to Gatlinburg this weekend. They're going to leave Friday. So we're thinking, well, it'll be okay. Drew will be home. Drew will be home to feed hazelnuts and the cats and the dogs, and let the cats in and out and the dogs in and out. No, Drew's going with them too. So I'm thinking, well, you know what? I guess Ron's going to have to dog sit by himself so I can stay here and take care of our fur babies. I don't know how things happen that way, but they happen. I had no idea that Drew was going to go with them. So we got to figure that one out. But like I told Ron, I said, what a zoo. I'm telling you. You know? Cece, do you have animals? Like fur babies? That's what parents do. I know. I know. Well, 2 cats. Okay. Well, if you ain't gonna put, you know, they're in your little good night all. Good night, Beverly. You have a sweet dreams too. Oh, good gracious. It's 9:45. I need to go around this. Okay. What are what what are their nights? Names. CC, you know my names. Fancy, Ajax, and Allie. Does anybody here have one of those atomic clocks? This is a series. Bobby and Luke. Okay. All right. I like human names for animals too. Night, Beverly. Okay, you got an atomic clock. The reason I'm asking, usually my whiz kid son can figure this out, but Ron and I can't figure it out. Let me get it just a second. Hold on just a second.
The night up at U.S. Blues with me, and your brother slept on the car.
Okay, I had to go in the room where Ron is, and all I heard was something he's talking. He said, "Oh, you remember that night you and your brother slept on the car, not in the car." So they're telling old stories. Okay. All right. This is my atomic clock, and Some of the ladies here know sometimes when I'm in there in the other room doing my videos, I have a client named Dibbles. Oh my gosh. It's cute too. This is the back of it. I see nowhere, and it's supposed to be atomic clock. I'm thinking it's supposed to keep up with your time, like whatever zone you are in. But you see, it says it's 10:47. Well, it's not 10:47 here. It's 9:47 here. So do you have any idea? And it's a good clock, but sometimes I feel like chunking it because you can't figure out the time on it. You know, on the back of it, it's got press and hold alarm set, then 10 minutes snooze. Is there a outside unit? There might have been an outside unit at one time, but there's not anymore. And then it's got time, search, temp, press and hold, setting mode. And I've pressed every single button on here before. And it says, this station learns. Please allow 3 to 4 weeks for barometer calibration to generate an accurate forecast. Lacrosse, I used to have one, couldn't figure it out. Change battery on both outside and the clock itself. Darling, I have no idea where the other clock that would probably go outside is. It probably got left behind somewhere else a long time ago. You know, it keeps the, and this is the inside temperature it's giving, but you see it keeps the right day, the right date, the 2nd, and it's the 5th. The only problem is it's an hour ahead of me. And I was thinking, well, you know, back when we did the time change, it would be the same time, but it just changed time just like we changed time. And I can't figure it out. I just thought, well, maybe if somebody on here had one, they could give me a idea, but I'm glad to see I'm not alone because Janet said she had one and she couldn't figure it out either. Mine didn't have the outside thingy. You can try programming it. Well, Ron hadn't figured it out either, so he's supposed to be a genius, and he hadn't figured it out. And, you know, I don't know where it's getting its little reading from, but it's pretty accurate because it's even got showing it's raining out there, and I think it may be sprinkling right now. So, I don't know. I just thought I'd ask while I was thinking about it because I looked up at, and the crazy thing, I've got one sitting over there on the dresser, and if I'm not mistaken, it's just like this, and it's reading an hour ahead of me too. So, I don't know. I don't know. You can try programming it. They're pretty simple. Well, you would think so. Because like I said, it's got all the little setting things right there on the top. And you go and try to push those little buttons. And those little, I don't know, it doesn't work. So I'm guessing, well, I may as well, if I can't get an answer from anybody, I'm just leave it alone and let it stay an hour ahead. Because sometimes it has worked to my advantage because I'm not thinking, you know, like if I'm in a dither or something, or I'm trying to be at a certain place at a certain time and not really thinking about, oh, this is an hour ahead, and I'll look and I'm thinking, oh my gosh, I've got to hurry about, you know. So look for the reset button. All right, let's look for the reset button here. Let's see. Can we set you up right there? I'm sorry, y'all. I'm trying to get this phone set there. Okay. reset. Where would their reset button be? Let's see. I don't see a reset button on here. Okay. I am gonna, it does say again, press and hold, setting mode, time and temp. Okay, I'm gonna press this little button right here and see if it does anything. I've got strong lighting here, better get off. See you all later. Oh, strong lightning here. I better get off and see you all later. Okay, darling. Well, thanks. I'm going to try to figure it out. Take care, and I'm not going to be on here much longer either. Yeah. Okay. Y'all tell me. Let's see. We'll try it. I'm going to hold that down and see what happens. Oh, I got a beep. Okay, I got a beep. But that's all I got. And I'm still pressing it, and it's not doing anything. Well, got a beep again. It's not doing anything. Oh, well. I give up. I give up. About the only thing that changed on it was the temperature, and it went up a degree, and it's probably because I'm holding on to it. Well, the time you figure it out, you have to set the clock ahead for spring. You're right, I will. But oh my goodness. Well, I do have a cleaning in the morning. I'm supposed to be there at 8 o'clock. Last time I didn't get there till 8:30, so maybe I should get off here too and give you good folks time to go to bed, because I know you northern girls or you eastern side folks, it's going on 11 o'clock. But we're glad you were on here again, CC. And you see, you know, I don't know. I'm just going to give credit to the Lord. Maybe, yeah, he's making the trolleys stay off here so you can come back on and enjoy it too. So I thank the Lord for that. And I thank the Lord that I get to see CC back on here. And the rest of y'all too. But we miss CC not being here for a while. And we're glad she's back on. I know. Oh, holler boy, you late, son. We're just saying our Waltons good night. Good night, John boy. Good night, Mary Ellen. Good night, Grandpa. So you just kind of have to, and holler boy is there in Indiana too. So I know somebody, yeah. So try to catch us next time, okay? And we'll see y'all later. We enjoyed it again. And y'all take care. Mwah. See y'all. Gosh.